I'm going to say form calculator, and then I'm going to click add, okay? However, in my code, I did not put FRM in front of it. So you're going to see where I may have to go back and make changes, right? Because everything must connect, okay? So I can't name my form FRM calculator, and then I'm referencing it as just calculator, right? So those things are very important. So let me click now Site Master as my master page, and then choose OK, right? And now I get this page, right? And that's a blank page, and so on. Now I need to move through kind of fast, so I'm going to be grabbing code, because what happened that we have already done this, but I'm going to have to move through fast so I can cover the other things that I have intended to for us to cover. Again, the persons who are new, do not worry about that. You know, I normally try to go back as much as possible and then bring you up to speed, all right, while moving forward at the same time. So let me go back now to my Site Master and change my calculator to not just calculator but FRM. Here, notice where I made the change, because this is the actual form, but this is what will be displayed. Okay? So this is the content that's displayed, but this is the actual form that is being referenced. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to save that. Control S to save. Again, practice to use your shortcuts as opposed to using the mouse every time. Alright? So to save, it's Control S, and you move forward. Now, let me grab some code from somewhere else. Alright? So we had a calculator before. I'm going to now jump straight to my adding machine ASpace, which is what I had. I'm going to go to my source code, and this is what we had done, right? And we actually had a table, right? And we actually set up the table with all the things that we did. But let me see if I can run through this for the persons who are just coming. Alright, so I'm going to go to design. Alright, let me pause here. I think I may have been running on with saying a number of things. A person may be confused. Any questions so far? Any question? If a persons who are just coming, or you're just trying to see where it's going to go. You're just waiting to see where it's going to end up, right? Alright, so we want to design our form. So let me take you through again the process of designing a form. Okay? So I'm going to go to design view. So you have design view. Alright, give it some time. And you have the source view. Okay? So we have design view and we have source view. Now the source view of my web form takes me to the page where I can now use HTML language to design my form. But I can actually design my form visually by going to design view, and let me see now, I'm going to switch back to this where I had HTML. Alright, I'm going to design it in source view because I can just grab the code, it's faster for what we're doing. So let me design it. I'm going to design it using source. So in this area you call your content area. This is where you're going to put all of your code that you're now adding. Okay? The first thing we need is a header. Alright? So I'm going to switch to here. Again, for me to switch, I use Alt and the Tab key. If I'm moving between two windows, I can use Alt and Tab, and it switches between the two pages, just like that. Okay? It's faster than for me to be using my mouse, going down here, and all of that. Okay? So I'm switching between windows, right? So I want to grab my header, which is calculator input screen. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to switch here, and I'm going to paste it. Control V to paste, right? Now, if I go to my design view, you'll see that it's there. Okay? Alright, now let me go back to my source view. Alright, now switch again to here. I don't need this, do I? No, I don't need that. So I'm going to delete that from my original calculator page. Now I'm going to create a table Right? I'm going to create a table. So let's do that. And let's let me switch back here. Again with the HTML, what happened? For every opening tag, so this is a table tag. These are the properties for my table tag. So HTML code use what you call tag, and HTML means what? Hypertext markup language. So markup language, you can go and look to see what. But markup languages pretty much allows you to create layouts of pages and so forth, right? It's not really a processing language. It's not used to process anything really. It's just mainly used for laying out information on a page, right? So for every opening tag, you must have a closing tag. So I'm gonna put my slash table. Okay, that's my closing tag, right? Now I'm gonna start moving faster from here on, but I just want to show you that for every opening tag, you must have a closing tag. The difference between the opening tag and the closing tag is the, what guys?
Slash.
The slash. The closing tag must have a slash, right, in front of the actual name of that tag, okay? So I'm going to now start grabbing code and just throwing inside here. So let me switch here. The TR tag, again, you can look, right, I'm going to grab all of this code, right? So I'm going to grab all of this code to design my form, okay? So I'm copying all of this code here, Control C, switch, Control V, okay? So Control C, copy, Control V, paste, okay? All right, yes?
How did you highlight the code without using your mouse?
Okay, so somebody asked how do I, so to highlight your code without using your mouse, I can, for example, do my home. It's best to use home to go to the leftmost part of your screen, and then you hold on the shift key and the down arrow or the up arrow. Up arrow will take it up, your down arrow will take it down, your right arrow will take it across, your left arrow will take it down. Okay? So that's how you highlight without using a mouse. Alright? Shift and your arrow keys allow you to select text. Okay? So, I'm now in my calculator app. Let's go to the design view to see what it looks like. Okay? So now my design view looks like this. Alright? I hope you can see what's on my screen. Alright? Now, I'm going to now test it to see if it works. Alright? Again, let me just go back to the source code view to show you what's there. Alright, we have a TR tag. TR means table row. Okay? So this represents that one row. Okay? Now, because I wanted, I think 5 rows, then what I had was I have one TR here. That's 1, 2, right? So where it ends here, and once you click it, it actually shows where it starts and where it ends, right? And then I have another one, 3, then 4, right? So how many? That's 4, right? That's 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, so far I have 4 on my page. Right, I want to create a 5th one, which we'll look at. Alright, so that's it. Now let me test it. Okay, let me figure out what these hours just go like that. Alright. Test it and see if it works. I'm going to maximize my screen. Still spinning up, so it takes a little time to come up. Okay, so now I have my home page working, my about page, my contact page, and I now have my calculator. Crashes, right? Okay, now pardon?
You went into design.
Right.
To see, weren't you supposed to go on source? To see it on the web?
Not really. You can actually choose design. You can choose source or design to execute. Okay. Alright, now I'm getting this error. Can anybody tell me why I may be getting this error? Anybody from the previous class? Yes?
Slash maybe, right there.
Okay,
Yeah.
slash, somebody's saying slash. Alright, that may be so. But, I'm going to tell you why. Now, normally, when you add, for example, a control, so a button is like a control. Normally, when you add a control to a page, there are certain other codes that would have been generated as a result. But because I copied it across from another page, it didn't generate those codes for me. Okay? So I will now have to look to see, okay, where I need to generate those codes and add it, right? So there's no reference of it anywhere, and that's part of the reason. Alright? So what I'm gonna have to do now, alright, so let me close that. And let me, alright, so this is a button that calculate the app. Alright, let me do that. Alright, so now I've generated the code, button one click. Okay, I'm gonna see if it runs as a result. And by the way, instead of running the whole program, I can just run a single page, right, which is faster, right? So I save time. So I'm gonna now go to, this is my code behind, by the way. Let me pause a little. So, every form actually has two files, okay? It has the HTML page file, and it has what you call the code behind file. Now, the code behind is where you're gonna now wire up, as we would use the term, this form so that it actually do the things that you want it to do. Okay? This is where programming begins, right? Right here. And this code that you're looking at is not HTML, but this is now C#, which is the language that we are going to be using to write all our programs. Okay? So you're talking about HTML and we're talking about C#. Again, for those persons who are new, I know all of this may sound fuzzy to you, but don't be concerned, okay? Alright, just be relaxed. You're going to get through it. You're going to get there. You're going to get to know all of these things. Alright? I promise you that. Okay, so I'm going to now test it again by going back to, I can't run it from my code behind. I have to now go back to the form itself. And then I'm going to right click and I'm going to say view in browser. Alright, and by doing that, it will run just this form alone. And it should run faster than if I run the entire program. Alright? So, alright. I think that came up faster, right? Than before. Okay? Yeah. So when you're testing a form, you don't need to run the whole program. Just run the form by itself. Alright? Now, did it run this time? See it that way. But if I were to put in a number and another number and choose add, subtract, or anything at all, and click the button equal, nothing would happen because really and truly, there's really nothing there, in the program to actually process this input. Okay? Now, we're all familiar with Jigo, right? You know that? Have you ever heard that Jigo? Garbage in, garbage out. You ever heard that before? So with computer, whatever you put in, and I mean, if it's garbage, then when you attempt to process that garbage, then the output is going to be garbage. If it's nothing, then that's so. What happened here is that nothing. We did not write the code to process our input, so there is nothing to come back out. All right. So let's now jump to where we actually write the code to process this. All right. So just to bring to your attention some things that you wouldn't have seen before, I now have a message line which will allow me to display messages. So you wouldn't have had those from the previous class. But this now will allow me to display, for example, error messages, because this week we are going into validation. Okay? You must be able to validate users' input because users